Hurricane Laura, as Chris just mentioned, approaching Southwest Louisiana, where that region is bracing for what's now being described as an unsurvivable storm surge. Tom Trung is reporting on the storm's impact, joining us live right now from Lafayette tonight with the latest on the conditions there. Tom, I see you have your raincoat on, so obviously just a little bit of rain coming down.
Charisse, the rain is fairly steady right now, and it's been that way for the past hour. The wind gusts are sporadic, and further west of us, the projected storm surge for Calcasieu and Cameron Parishes is expected to be between 15 to 20 feet, and the damage from Hurricane Laura is expected to be widespread. Tonight, a New Orleans area-based team is preparing to save lives. Paul Frazier and the Gulf States Dive and Rescue Team arrived in Southwest Louisiana this evening from Harvey. They'll get some sleep at this fire station in Iota. Tomorrow, they anticipate to be conducting swiftwater rescues in the wake of Hurricane Laura.
It's grown to become a monster storm. It's an unpredictable storm. We've been looking at it change in degrees of severity.
They've responded to multiple storms in the past, including Hurricane Rita, which devastated this region.
And our flood rescue came when we were assigned to a nursing home. And when we got there, the nursing home was actively flooding with water going through the nursing home.
Around Cameron Parish, you'll hear this repeatedly about the approaching hurricane.
It'll be 3 times they've been wiped out down there.
These people are from towns like Grand Chenier and Cameron. Despite being wiped out in the past, they're committed to their communities.
But it's home. It's hard to leave home.
You're leaving home this time. If it gets wiped out this time, do you come back?
Yeah, if they let us, we'll come back.
The elevation of Cameron, Louisiana is about 3 feet. Cameron is right down this road and nobody can access it right now. During Hurricane Rita, roughly 15 years ago, the storm surge was 15 feet. Most people down in this community say storm surge is a killer.
Mass destruction. I mean, water surge can take out stuff that you never believed. I don't think you can build something strong enough to withstand water if it comes, you're talking about driving a wall of water with 100+ mile-an-hour wind behind it, pushing it. It's a hell of a force.
Tonight, many homes are boarded up. For those who chose to stay, there's nothing left to do but wait. And if they need rescuing, people like Paul Frazier will be ready.
I have the resources, I have the equipment, and I've got people that are interested in coming out. We should be out here helping, and that's what we're trying to do.
Frazier's team is comprised of all volunteers, and we're also getting word, and we've heard, that the Cajun Navy is in place too. Depending on what the conditions will be like over the next few hours and into the morning hours, they could be very busy over the next few days. Reporting live from Lafayette, Tom Trung, Eyewitness News.
All right, Tom, thank you so much. And just before 8:30, Governor Edwards announced on WWL radio that the state is closing I-10 in the western part of the state, specifically from the Atchafalaya Bridge between Baton Rouge and Lafayette all the way to the Texas border. It's all in anticipation of storm surge flooding from this massive storm.